ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Summit NA coverage. Roland, the master of the mics. Yeah, you're about to see a Roland thumbs up. Yeah, thanks, Roland. So, yes, Merlini, I challenge you on absolutely everything. This some idiot here in the studio keeps trying to argue with Merlini. I'm not sure who he is, but
I don't know.
We got to get this
It
asshole
might be
out of
Dario
here.
Naharis.
Dario Naharis, yeah. Stand in for revenge. I feel like that's a name that I've heard before. Dario Naharis.
It rings off the.
It has a really good.
It flows off the tongue nicely.
Yeah. Dario Naharis. Sounds like something out of Game of Thrones.
You
Like,
should change your handle to that.
yeah. Would it be bad? Like you could get. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, we have Revenge
Game
versus
of
Evil
Thrones.
Geniuses.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't-
yeah.
I don't
right.
actually know if we have odds for this one. This one is Revenge better than Sna? I would say slightly. They've been together for longer,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
they have a couple stand-ins, so.
They're just different. Revenge is one of these teams that they have a pretty decent
Stop
lineup.
challenging me, man.
I know. I got to stop. You're always right. I want to do the agree cast where just the complete passive, just like, yep, yeah, you're right. Yep. Oh yeah, sure. Oh, totally. Yep.
Affirmative.
Affirmative, Chief. I'm just here to agree and be your little lapdog, apparently. If I have opinions, I should just keep them to myself. That's my bad. I didn't realize that was part of the job description. Roland, let's look at the draft here. We've got Revenge.
You didn't finish
EG.
about Revenge.
Oh, yeah, what was I saying?
You were
Something
saying
about
that they were
they're
different.
good, yeah, they're skilled, but they're just different than Sna a bit. I still think this is one of these teams that they rely too much on their mid player.
On Smash?
I think they rely too much on Smash. Just part of that is just because Smash is like next level good. Like the team is good, but Smash is like in that upper echelon, you know. So I think that's a problem that they have, but they just suffer from inconsistency. They tend to be a little more creative with their picks, though they second picked Lich here, which obviously
Also,
I'm not a fan of. But
Do you know what's up with the Revenge? Are those teeth coming out from his?
yeah, it's a face. Well, I'm not sure. They must be teeth. What else could they be? But it's kind of awkward.
They could be chopsticks.
On both biting on
You
chopsticks
could be biting
on
on
both
chopsticks.
sides.
I don't know. That's
It's-
a really odd placement for teeth.
Yeah, like if you think about that, like which of the teeth, which are they? It's like your incisors and your
Nothing.
your
The-
fangs
well,
or whatever. I
If
don't
they
know.
didn't have the line down the middle, I would just assume they're fangs. But they have the line down the middle, so they're like
So
double
it's like
fangs.
2 teeth.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a fang
really
that's been cut in half. Yeah, I don't know.
it's really weird.
I don't know what to make of the Revenge logo.
Maybe someone else knows more about it than we do. They can.
I still like the
Hit
team
us
name
up.
though.
But do you like the hyphen?
The hyphen at the end. Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Revenge.
Revenge, and then well, there's more to it.
So
But-
I think a very similar opening to the last game that we saw coming
Yeah.
out from Evil Geniuses.
They did the exact same open. Did they? They didn't first ban Sand King last time. I
They
don't think,
they
did
got
they?
Invoker instead of Batrider on Revenge.
Yeah. The first bans were a little different, but first two picks from EG exactly the same.
SD Mirana, you can't really go wrong with these two heroes.
Yeah.
Mirana's just such a flexible carry and a laner even that she
Dude, she's
Well,
just flexible in general.
she will
Support
work in
Mirana's
like
legit.
almost she will work well in almost anything.
Yeah, she really is a great first pick. She's up there with your Nagas and whatnot because she's
And
just so
Sand
darn
King.
flexible. And your Sand Kings, yeah.
And Shadow Demon, one of the highest utility supports, and he fell off a lot, but I don't actually think for good reason. Like he was just like, well, Dota's in phases though, right? You have
Yes.
the Shadow Demon 6.80 or 6.78 phase, and then he just falls off 6.79, 6.80. Now he's made a comeback.
Yeah, some of the phases are not based purely just around the skill of a certain hero. It's just partially what's trendy right now. What are people doing? And people overreact to, oh, the really powerful hero right now. Well, we can't pick Shadow Demon because we need X supports to counter this hero. And sometimes heroes just kind of fall out of favor. But I think Shadow Demon is in a pretty good place right now. And I think he's a good hero to try and deal with the Bat Rider. As we've seen, you put the disruption out on the lassoed target and buys him plenty of time. But what I like about Shadow Demon is just how flexible he is. You know, he's really good if you want to be aggressive for setting up with the disruption, and then if you want to run away, he has defensive disruptions to try and mitigate damage. But this EG draft, Darkseer straight into Shadow Fiend. So they'll have plenty of carry power. They've got their Universe Darkseer. This is already a pretty scary draft.
Indeed it is. No offlane void this game, even though they are Radiant, so showing that they have other tools up their sleeve.
It was a smart choice for Revenge to third pick the Nyx Assassin, though. Not a hero that EG run too often, but one that works very well against Bat Rider. And
It's good versus Darkseer. Because Darkseer has such a large mana pool, or not even that large of a mana pool. He has really high int and just gets destroyed by mana burn. Because he needs that mana badly.
yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I'll just agree. I second the notion.
You second the notion.
Yeah.
Well, the only problem is he's not terribly great versus Shadow Demon Marana. Yeah, he'll be able to maybe carapace out of the disrupt, but he's still gonna die.
Yeah, and with Nyx and Bat Riders, that mean it will either be a position 4 Nyx or a mid Bat.
Oh yeah.
Either
Actually,
way, something funky is going to happen here.
funky donkey.
Bat against Shadow Fiend mid. That is not so good for the Bat Rider. I don't.
Yeah, that's not that great for a Bat Rider. You have to be really good with your raises though, because you can't ever let him threaten you with just lassoing you and staying in the 200 range.
Yeah, you got to kind of keep yourself topped off. It's like most matchups with Shadow Fiend. In the first few levels, the opponent has a little bit of an edge, and then once he gets those souls, things tip into Shadow Fiend. But here's a pick I know will make you happy. Big old Tide, and based on the fact that they've got 2 offlaners all well, I don't know how they'll lane this. Hopefully it'll be more of a farming Tide, but I really like Tide, but he can't really do position 4, position 5 too effectively. I think he needs more farm.
What are they going to do with lanes? It could be Bat Rider mid, Tide Hunter off, Lich Nyx support.
I think, yeah, I think it'll be Tide mid, Bat off, and then the 2 supports.
I think Shadow Fiend will crush Tide though. I think Bat Rider can exert a little bit more pressure. Shadow Fiend needs to be pressured though.
That's the problem with Lich. He can't gank for shit. Sorry, that was a little too.
What about Abaddon?
He can't gank for shit either. What do you want? But you don't see teams second picking Abaddon, Abaddon rather. But I don't know. That's the problem with second picking Lich. It pigeonholes your strategy. You can get away with these more like aggressive kind of glass cannon heroes because you know, well, at least one of the supports isn't going to be ganking. That it reveals too much of your hand with a Lich pick that early. I don't know. Is there? Well, you're our expert guy. I need someone to agree with here. Is Lich a worthy second pick right now in 6.81?
I don't think so, but that's because I haven't seen any team utilize it well.
That's true. We've seen a lot of Liches today, and none of them have really worked out particularly well.
Just because we don't see it work out doesn't mean it's not
very
worthy
true.
Our first pick.
Very
but
true. Ooh,
look
at that last ban.
Huskar, damn.
I wanted to see Huskar.
The heck?
I don't think
Huskar does that well here.
Have you? Well, maybe not this game, but just in general. Have you played him / seen him in 6.81?
I hate playing Huskar.
Yeah.
And I have not seen him in... No, I saw him 6.80 though. There was that one team, Dignitas, I think, liked to run it a lot.
Yeah, we casted it together. 6.81.
Yeah.
They changed his... Now he can get lifesteal. So, like...
I've seen him in pubs.
Yeah, like, how legit is he now? Is he good in
pretty
6.81?
It's pretty legit.
He's serious
Yeah,
business?
it depends. I think you have to build a lineup. Like, build at least one hero around him.
I wonder why EG banned him here, though.
I don't know. Maybe Revenge just wipes the floor with their opponents with Huskar. I don't know, man. You want to check their game history?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna agree with you no matter what happens. So
I'll check their game history. Where's Revenge? Okay, Revenge.
Well, EG will think about their final pick.
Keep talking, boy.
Yeah. All right. All right, boy. Jeez. Bane final ban. Yeah, EG just need a support here. I think Crystal Maiden could be an option for them. They ran that last game and worked pretty well. No, all right, they go for Ruby. And, oh, yeah, against Tide. Tide, Bat Rider, Lich, and Nyx. Yeah, this is a good Rubik game. Plenty of big spells to steal.
I don't see any Huskar.
Yeah, that seems like out of left field. I'm trying to think about the synergy. I mean, I guess Bat Rider and Huskar, they do fire together.
By the way, Revenge has been losing a lot. They
Oh, yeah?
lost 2-0 versus Rejects. They lost 2-1 versus Rejects. They lost 0-2 versus Liquid. They beat FTD and EHUG. And
who's FTD?
I have no idea. So they better beat them. Actually, they lost the game versus them.
All right, so they beat EHUG. Whoa.
They lost versus Sna 2-1.
Ursa.
Ooh, the Ursa Bear. That's cool. I like Ursa. Only problem is I think he gets kited real hard, yeah, especially against Shadow Demon and Darkseer. But
Yeah.
he's still not a bad hero. I don't think this is a game to shine. Prove me wrong though. Stand in Ewo.
They have a fair bit of lockdown here to keep people in line. Ursa does pair pretty nicely with the Bat Rider. Pretty much anybody he gets into the lasso, Ursa should be able to drop the hammer on and become the Hamburglar. Ursa's okay though. The Furious Slaves change I feel like hasn't really changed him all that much though. Most of the Ursa games that we've seen,
It's Vlad's phase.
Yeah, it's the same exact stuff. Like
Unless you go to the YOLO Yasha build that we saw yesterday, that was
not so hot. Yeah, it's pretty much the same deal. Like we talked about the Vlads versus Helmet Dominator, and Vlads is just a better value. They give you pretty much the same thing for the purposes of Ursa, and the difference is one's an aura that helps out your team with armor, and Helmet Dominator just gives you a little bit of extra damage.
And the mana regen too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
forget
mana
the
regen
mana.
is the big thing, and also the extra damage doesn't really. Ursa doesn't really care that much. He's got plenty of damage on his
It
own.
helps you push a lot easier too, because it is an aura. Well, smoke will pop, but not due to anyone hero showing up. They do see PPD though. They might actually go for a kill on him.
Oh no, and PPD, he's gonna come back. They'll be on the high ground. PPD doesn't see it coming. He's got no clue. Oh, Rubik, he'll get Gush to start things off. Will the follow-up be here though? He's slowed. There's your telekinesis out onto the tide. Ursa trying to get inbound, but he will get stunned up. Smash, he does have sticky napalm. There's your first blood.
Well, he did force Lich to get a level 1 Frost Nova. That's not ideal, but still, getting first blood for them is very, very good start.
Yeah, and especially Ursa was the one that got the bonus gold. That is scary. And Ursa didn't have to level anything up either. I think that's still... Yeah, you know, you don't have that deny for the first few levels, but well worth it.
Well worth it indeed. And Revenge, coming out the gates roaring. How is the late game for both of these teams? I would say that EG's is a decent amount better, unless they get like huge items on Tidehunter. Like if they have a refresher, then that can definitely change the game around. But all things being equal, I think that EG's is just slightly better. I think Shadow Fiend is just much better as a carry than Ursa. Ursa's melee, he has to deal with like wall, he's going to have to get a BKB, he's going to get kited by Shadow Demon even with a BKB. And Shadow Fiend, yeah, he might get like lassoed and stuff, but aside from that, they don't really have that much anti-BKB.
Yeah, and I completely...
But that's just theoretical.
Yeah. No, I agree, though. Ursa, he's not the best hard carry in general. He's a really good mid-game carry. He gets Roche early on, he peaks pretty early, but ultimately he doesn't scale nearly as well as somebody like a Shadow Fiend.
But he does have the Roshan advantage. So
Yes.
in even items, I think that Shadow Fiend will win, but Ursa should have more experience and more items simply because of the Roshan advantage. And they are on Dire, so they're running an off-lane Lich plus Ursa, which is cool. Universe is forced to get level 1 Surge. But I mean, he'll get level 2 like next wave.
Yeah.
What ifs?
It's not too bad, but yeah, I think this for Revenge, they didn't really want to offlane the Ursa, but they didn't want to put him up against the Mirana.
How do you feel about this Ursa set?
Shadow Demon duo? Is it Alpine?
No.
Oh.
No. Sorry, Darkseer.
Oh,
Darkseer.
I don't like this Ursa set very much. He looks too goofy with that claw. Darkseer, damn, he looks badass as hell. Look at that hat. What is this hat? The Gombang Day. What word is that? Gombang Day and roll. Oh, okay, never mind. What is that? How do you say that word? Gombang Day Dosa helmet? What is that? It looks awesome though. I do like it. I'm into it. I just don't know how to pronounce it. I mean, Universe is he's a legit Darkseer, so he deserves a legit set. Makes sense. But I think they were just trying to dodge the Mirana Shadow Demon, so they were hoping it would be a safe lane Universe.
So they're doing pretty well. I'd say Revenge's laning choice actually worked out very well for them because Tidehunter, it's very difficult to kill a Tidehunter in this particular sort of lane because he has Kraken Shell, which can hopefully get rid of a lot of the arrow duration stuff. But on top of that, he has 10 built-in damage reduction from that. And most of the time when they're going to initiate on him, he's going to be at close range too. So the arrow won't even last for that long. And then on top of that, you have GG Anchor Smash, which he hasn't even skilled up. Anchor Smash is OP. You have to get that.
Well, I think he would have gotten it, but he leveled the Gush to secure the first blood.
Oh.
That was how they opened. The first thing they used on PPD was Gush.
True
So
that.
it's you know, to be fair, PPD in a little bit of trouble, but Surge from the Darkseer, you're talking about that kiting, and didn't really talk about this synergy, but even just Lich and Ursa as a duo lane is pretty darn good. You get lane control from the Lich, but then he's got the slow on Frost Blast, so Ursa can get up and smack you with the Fury swipes.
Yeah, the slow on the Earthshock is a little bit better than the slow on Lich at this level. 30
but
versus 45.
You still have 2 slows, so you can stagger them, and Ursa can get up in his business.
In his business.
Uh-oh, Tidehunter. We'll see if the Kraken Shell is enough, Merlini. He gets hit by the arrow, and, well...
Yep, it is. Or is it?
Or is it Starstorm? One more. Can he get into the fog? They just need the vision. Poison? Nope, doesn't have it, but he's got the Soul Catcher. The 9 Tentacle Surprise dives the tower, and EG gets their
That
first
was
kill.
close. If he were level 3, they wouldn't get that kill. Or if he had Anchor Smash, but a little unfortunate for him. Still, nice kill by them. I think they need a little bit of help from, who else was top? Nyx Assassin. But looks like they've done a swappity swap.
Yes, they have rotated lanes. Bat Rider has moved into the jungle.
I call it swappity swap, dude.
Just try and farm up these stacks, and Mystico, he's gone to the mid. He's only level 2. He needs to be pretty careful. Shadow Fiend just now hits level 5, so won't be easy for Arteezy to kill him, but Still just needs to be rather careful. They'll swap once again. Bat Rider comes back towards mid, smashes level 5, well on his way to his Blink Dagger with about 700 gold. And Nyx, he's been pretty low impact here. He's
done nothing.
Forced for the support role, but yeah, he's done very little.
In mid.
Arteezy, will he get this kill? There you go, there's a Shadow Raise.
Nice disrupt in a triple raise.
Yep.
It's a little bit difficult to nail those raises with the cliffs like that.
Yep. So Arteezy's in pretty good shape. I have a feeling this will be a Midas game. He has the Gloves of Haste sitting at home. So we'll see. Double damage up top, the 4-minute rune. It is a DD. And the Shadow Fiend will head up to bottle it up.
So EG is just doing a much better job moving around with their supports. Misko, as we said, has pretty much done nothing yet. Lich is bottom, but he needs to stay bottom because Ursa can't win on one-on-one matchup with the Darkseer. So I really say it's Misko kind of dropping the ball in the early game and just not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's getting levels, but that's not his job. His job is to make sure that Tidehunter doesn't die top, which hasn't happened, or make sure that Batrider doesn't die mid, which hasn't happened, or stack, but I guess he did stack a couple times.
Well, right now Batrider is stacking for himself, so...
Yeah, he took out the stack earlier, though.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's not even the Nyx stacking for him. He's stacking his own creeps. Up top, Mihawk, Disruption into Arrow, and the Kraken Shell. Not enough here, Master Merlini.
Yeah, he's too far behind. It's a almost level 6 Marana versus level 3 Tide.
Yep, but now Marana does get hit by some fire as Batrider comes up. There is no mana here on the Shadow Demon. Doesn't have a Disruption up either. But they will be able to walk back to safety. Now, the biggest disparity in this game is really the offlaners, I think. Well, now there's a pretty big disparity across the mid as Arteezy has picked up a lot of space. 39 last hits, and he also got that solo kill. But, yeah, Universe having a much better time. He's almost level 6, has 23 CS. The Tidehunter, he has 3 CS, and he is only level 3. So the offlaners, big difference there.
I'm not really sure what their ticket is back to the game. Maybe like Nyx has him moving around and ganking. He is almost level 6. Like they have big ultimates, but I think EG can just kind of just dodge around team fights until Shadow Fiend gets big enough. I think that's probably their game plan, or just look for really good opportune ganks with Marana's Moonlight Shadow. Yeah. I mean, Mason just plays Marana non-stop, dude.
Yeah, all about that.
And Luna.
Uh-oh. Pico power play. Zai, he gets high ground. He will get the Moonlight Shadow, but just nowhere to go. He doesn't have enough mana. He will use the wand, pops into a disruption, but he will burn down, unfortunately. Poor guy. Nothing he could do.
Easy XP leech from Mihawk.
Yeah. Much needed XP leech as well.
Dario Naharis.
Uh-oh, Dario. There's the slow. Telekinesis coming out. Do they have the damage to bring him down? Fade Bolt, the Surge, but Universe just doesn't want to go for it. Mystico is a little too scary. Impale on the money with PPD. Ursa on his way in. Body blocking. PPD, can he make it out? There's the Surge from Universe. The Darkseer is just too good against Ursa, and they picked the Ursa into Darkseer.
Yeah. Well, maybe they wanted to pick the Huskar.
I mean, maybe. But Surge has prevented Ursa from picking up at least 2 kills already, if not 3.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. And, dude, this Ursa is not CSing it. Oh, he's got 24 last hits. Arteezy has 60. What's happening?
I don't know.
Stand-in IWO he's slacking on the last hits. I mean, he has Phase Boots. He's doing okay. He did pick up a kill, but
he needs items. He needs like get a Vlad and do Roshan within the next 2 or 3 minutes. But
Arteezy finally got his Midas, but he was already way ahead before the Midas came out. Now, how do they stop this Shadow Fiend? I mean, they have they have abilities. They can just jump on him in these team fights. But even the Marana, she's number 2 on net worth. They shut down Arteezy. You still got the 9-tentacle surprise coming at you.
Similar to last game where you might be able to shut down Void a little bit, which they didn't. But even if you do, you have to shut down Morphling, and even if you do, you have a Marana. So all 3 lanes, they have pretty big farmers. Smash needs his Blink Dagger.
Oh, speaking of Smash, he gets Telekinesis down, Fade Bolt, but the follow-up damage just isn't there. Arteezy very low on mana. Does have a couple of wand charges, but they won't be able to secure that kill.
Is Batrider's heyday over?
I think it's on the decline. Yeah. I think he's still viable, but he just doesn't seem to be that easy first pick, first ban every game.
Was it the nerf or just everyone else getting stronger?
Combination, I think. I still think Centaur is just better. He can do more, and he is, well, he can't isolate people the same way, but he's slightly higher impact, and he's just way easier to execute with, and he's easier to lane with as well, I think.
Poor Tidehunter. Needs your 6, man.
Yeah. I like Tidehunter, but he just can't find a home. Not enough cosmetics. I like that squid hat that you can get on Tide. You know, the squid?
The squid, yeah.
Yeah, the
I know
squid. Squid's cute.
What about squiddles?
Squiddles?
You don't know the squiddles?
What is
It's a mythical.
Is that a courier?
No, he holds it in his hand. It's a squid. It's like his pet squid.
I am not up on my Tidehunter cosmetics. Sorry.
These squiddles are legit.
Squiddles. Well, they're sneaking into Roche here. Is that at about half health? This is right around the time. EG should be sort of suspicious that Ursa's missing. And, well, they ping it out. They throw an arrow. They'll see it. Can they contest? I think they'll be able to get there just in the nick of time if they go right now. But they don't go. Batrider, he grabbed somebody. Who was it? Oh, it was PPD off to the side. And PPD will fall.
They just didn't have enough people there. It's so difficult to contest Dire Roshan this early into the game, too.
Yeah.
Like, right next to the towers.
That's true. Arteezy's farmed, but most of it is still in that Handamitis, so he's not really in fighting shape to just hop into the pit.
Yeah, Batrider has his Blink Dagger, too, so that's problematic for Shadow Demon and company.
Yeah, and also with an Ursa in the pit. Like, Ursa, this is where he does a lot of damage. He's level 7. Those Fury Swipes, man, they hurt. So you really don't want to go blow for blow with him right now.
The 204 build? That's unusual. I would say 113 is pretty standard for not mid. If you're mid, 311 I think is pretty
this is one
standard.
of these builds where you're basically saying that that second point in Earth Shock is better than the first point in Overpower, which is a rough case to make. PPD, he'll just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. This smoke from Revenge is successful, and they grab another kill. Back-to-back deaths on PPD. That's unfortunate.
Easy level 6 for Sir Tidehunter.
Sir Tidehunter.
Let's see some big ravages.
Yeah, well, they may actually ravage on Universe down here, but yeah, there you go. Now he'll grab that point and overpower. So, interesting. That second point in Earth Shock is not particularly
It's not a
valuable.
value point.
Yeah, it's odd. It's okay. It'll all level out here at the 10-minute mark. Smash moving through the mid lane, and they give up on trying to gank Universe. The rest of Revenge, they rotate towards the mid. And they'll be okay for now. They've got this courier here, the Green Jade Dragon. It's a Dario Naharis courier. So watch out. I feel like that's a character from Game of Thrones. It almost has to be.
Dario Naharis? We can Google it.
Dario Naharis.
Do you want me to Google it?
Daenerys Targaryen. They just seem like a match made in heaven, you know? I feel like the same guy made up both those names.
Oh, it is Game of Thrones.
Oh, I knew it. Up top, there's a initiation onto Mystico. God damn it, Roland, stop laughing at me. Oh boy, Tidehunter comes up top. He's got a Ravage ready, and actually this could go south for EG. Allison on the run. Tide trying to get in position for that Ravage. He wants to make the big plays. Moonlight Shadow, do they have the detection? They've got sentries, they've got dust. They burn it, they want this Shadow Fiend. Arteezy, he'll take a spill.
Whoa,
Almost gets a kill on Mystico.
Buddy!
Ooh. But it cost him that tier 1 tower in the mid lane, so they might kill Arteezy, but it doesn't come for free.
So he is the Sellsword. He's this guy.
Oh, it's the guy that's training Mr. Lannister. Oh, that's nice. See,
He's not the guy training Mr. Lannister.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's not Braun.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the wrong guy. Wrong sword.
He aligns with Daenerys Targaryen.
I know it. See? Daenerys and Dario Naharis. I knew there was something with those two together. Look at this. I'm killing it. Oh, Game of Thrones is on tonight. Yes! Love Sundays. Okay, anyway, back to this game. So, what's going on here?
EG has a huge gold lead.
Yeah, wow. 6,000, 7,500,
And they have better late game. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Like if they have gold lead or whatever, but they have better late game, they're not supposed to win the early game, and they are, and things are going bad.
Better gate lane.
They need to get more kills with these aggressive ultimates.
Speaking of kills, they'll go on to the 9 Tentacle Surprise, but in comes Universe with his mech. That'll pick him back up, and the Ursa actually almost takes a spill right there.
They have very aggressive ultimates. They have Batrider ult, they have Nyx Assassin ultimate, and they have Ravage. These they need to capitalize on kills. They did get one on Arteezy, but at the same time, Arteezy just farming in between cooldowns.
And they lost their tier 1 for that. I mean, that kill on Arteezy was barely even worth it. Like, you want to shut him down, but that took so much of their time and their resources, and they had to burn a dust and whatnot. It was just rough stuff. So Ursa build is a little interesting, though. He did not go for Vlad's, just the casual Morbid Mask, and then straight into Blink Dagger. So he wants to be aggressive. He's ready to initiate. He is 1-0-1, but I agree. I think they need to pick up some more kills here. This static farming is just
not working out for them.
It's too good for EG. It's also just a Midas versus nil advantage. So that alone gives EG a pretty big edge when there's no kills coming out.
Indeed, it does not.
Arteezy will go straight into BKB here and not too far off the recipe. Only about 500 gold to go. Nyx Assassin on his Arcane Boots. Tide, samesies, not very close to his Blink Dagger. Batrider working on a Force Staff, but nothing to write home about. We just looked at the Ursa, and how's Lichy? Old Dario here. He's working on a mech, and How close is he? I think he's got the headdress just about complete. So, on his way, but still not that close. Universe has had his for quite some while. And there's your first item on the Marana. Straight into Maelstrom. All damage coming out from Mason.
Straight Maelstrom is ballsy.
It's a little ballsy. A lot of damage, though. Like Maelstrom, the earlier you get it, because the lightning does static damage. Like, if you can get it really early, it does a lot of damage.
It does.
Very glass cannon. Obviously, no stat. He did go pretty well-rounded build, though. He got the Aquila and just a casual bracer, so...
He's not the most fragile Marana.
Yeah, I think that makes up for it at least a little bit. He didn't go for the full-blown drums, but the bracer helps.
So, Ewo, with the Blink Dagger up, no Vlads on him yet.
Are you familiar with this Ursa player?
No.
Ewo?
IWO. His
IWO.
name sounds familiar, actually.
Is that actually his name?
IWO? Maybe.
Yeah, I want to check his profile, but I don't want to miss kills here. Looks like somebody's going to get engaged upon in the jungle. Oh, Bat Rider. He was invisible, but there's a sentry down. They don't react in time. PPD gets caught by the lasso, but in comes his buddy Arteezy. PPD will still fall. Long-range arrow from downtown connects with Mystico.
Use
That'll
your
make it a
carapace,
1-for-1.
buddy.
Now Smash. He may get smashed. His Universe trying to cut off his path of retreat. Canceling that Blink Dagger with the Ion Shell. In comes Dario. And the Ursa, but oh, he gets melted by the Requiem. Moonlight Shadow comes out. Dario taking a lot of damage. The Chain Frost takes a lot of bounces. Beautiful Ravage from the Tide. They get the kill onto Arteezy. They'll find the kill onto the Marana as well. Ends up being a pretty even exchange, but they do proc the Aegis.
3 for 3, I suppose, if you count the Aegis life.
Yep. So a small edge for revenge. A good fight, though. Great setup from the Tide and Lich. That's pretty much your ideal scenario for a Chain Frost.
And now Bat Rider will have his 4 staff and just 100 gold, and I think if they have the 4 staff there, it's easy for him to escape.
Yes. Yeah, that would have been a lot easier for if he had a 4 staff for sure. He did a good job buying time, though. Like, EG, they cut off his exits, you know, they surrounded him, but he bought enough time that support was inbound with that tier 1 tower still standing in the bottom
Things
lane.
are going to change when Shadowfiend gets BKB.
And in the mid, Smash, he gets purged. Universe, he will hop forward, gets off the wall, and actually makes a Bat Rider unit, or a illusion, and he secures the kill. Well played by Universe. Doesn't hesitate at all. Throws down the wall of Replica, barely vacuums him back, but just enough to secure that.
Universe Darkseer, man.
Yeah, that's clutch. Uh-oh, Arteezy. He has the BKB, but they will initiate on him down bottom. BKB pop. That won't stop Ursa from going ham with those Fury Swipes.
They should have waited.
Vendetta damage as well. Arteezy will juke through the trees, and the BKB will prove successful.
They should have waited for Mystico to lead off with a stun. I think they get enough damage on him that he can't BKB and survive.
Yeah, definitely. Even just the stun damage would have made a pretty big difference. Arrow flies, not on the money. Mystico will get telekinesed, and that'll be the end of his Spike Carapace. Now around the backside, the Ursa hops forward, just drops PPD. They didn't manage to finish off the Nyx Assassin. The 9 Tentacle Surprise tried to TP.
He had a leap up. He could have leapt and TP'd.
Yeah, I think he saw the error of his ways there. There's the Demonic Purge coming out. That slows him down, but doesn't stop the Blink Dagger. Defensive disruption, but Zai will fall.
They're getting demolished with these ultimates from Revenge. And they need to just BKB up on everybody. I mean, sure, Maelstrom's nice and all, but if you keep dying, that's your problem. Needs more defensive. Needs more defense, man.
Good analysis there, Chief.
Dude, you need Glass Cannon build works sometimes, especially if your Shadow Demon player is like really spot on, but he doesn't have enough mobility in team fights to deal with Bat Rider and to save everybody else.
Yeah.
So I would say that he needs to be a little bit more self-sufficient, kind of like Shadowfiend. Shadowfiend has BKB, so he's self-sufficient at this point. And I don't know. At the same time, it might not even be enough because they can just like chain the stuns. Bat Rider Lasso into a Nyx stun, or just Bat Rider Lasso into Ursa Burst. That's probably enough to kill anybody, including the Shadow Fiend. But the big wild card, I think, is Darkseer. And Universe, he does make big plays very, very often on Darkseer. Now he has his Blink Dagger. Now he can counter initiate, especially since Revenge does not have any BKBs of their own.
Oh, Arteezy Smash looking for the opening, finds it with the lasso, pulls him into the trees. Moonlight Shadow has come out, Flame Break onto the fire. The damage just isn't there. Oh, that would have been such a big kill. Bat Rider TP's home, and he will survive. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Marana, the trap has been set. Uh-oh, the cheese is out, and it's just too tempting. He'll get his hand stuck in the cookie jar, but Mystico, okay, that's a dire sentry. He'll find Universe, doesn't get the Vendetta damage.
Why didn't he get the why? Oh.
Still, okay, they get the kill on Darkseer as the Ravage comes in.
I don't think they need the Ravage. I think if he hits with the Vendetta and then Impale and a Mana Burn, he just dies.
It's just a kill and you
Just
save the
flops.
Ravage. Yeah, absolutely.
I guess he doesn't want to risk like Darkseid being able to do it, but he was taking creeps. He was taking neutrals. There's no reason that he's just going to back off.
Arrow connects on to Ursa there. Not much Mihawk can do. The 9 tentacle surprise, the damage is worth it there. He ends the mega kill
You
streak.
like saying 9 tentacle surprise.
700 gold. Well, and I also forget that it's Mason. It's like I know it. I've gotten into the habit of reading players' names because it's just you don't have. It's like one less thing you have to think about, right? Well, hold that thought though. As Pico gets off the defensive disruption, Arrow hits Dario, and he'll get picked off. Now Bat Rider, he moves to the high ground, has an invisibility rune, and he'll be okay.
I think he just blows Lasso there. He was being a little bit stingy with it, and Lich pays the price.
Yep, absolutely.
The ultimate price.
The only price that matters, my life. But yeah, it's just one less thing you have to think about, right? I'm thinking about camera and what I'm going to say next and how I'm going to poke fun at you and all sorts of things.
He's called the hero.
Yeah, so I like to spice it up a little bit. Players and heroes.
Call him
HMO. Call him HMO. Oh, God. But, yeah, Mason and the 910. I do think it's a funny name, though.
It's not true, like, alternating caps either. He has, like, the odd ones capitalized.
Yeah. How does the actual naming system work now? Is it like once you have your competitive name, is it locked in stone? Is it like hard to change? Why are so many players stuck with these silly names?
I'm not sure, man.
Uh-oh. BKB. I think he'll be okay. No TP scroll, but support is inbound. Arrow flies through. Mason won't be on the money, but gets a little bit of lightning out on the Bat Rider, and everybody survives.
Throw them lightning around. He's been pretty good with his arrows, though.
Yeah, that was a good zoning arrow.
He's been very good with his arrows.
Yeah, even the ones that he misses, they actually usually are kind of zoning. What are you giggling at?
It's just funny.
But even he's good with arrows, even when he misses arrows.
Yeah,
I mean it's true. You can.
No, I agree.
Zoning arrows are a real thing, man.
It's funny though.
It is. Yes, it is funny to zone people out with arrows. That is very funny.
Reminds me of zoning macropires.
Well, that's a little. Yeah, it's kind of similar flavor, but
yeah, it's difficult to hit.
Ursa finishes off the second Roche now, using that dire advantage.
So he will not go for the Vlads. Just guess he doesn't need the armor. I think he needs armor versus Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend and Mirana. I mean, it won't stop against the lightning, but
it's still good.
To be fair, Ursa does have 9 armor. He's not super low on armor. But what is he getting next? Okay, he picked up the BKB. Yeah, this is like an all business Ursa build. He's not gonna mess around with any of that Vlad's bullshit. He just wants the lifesteal. He wants the magic immunity. He wants to get in and get out. No nonsense, you know. No GG branches. None of this stuff. I mean, it's not bad though. I mean, are we at the point now where Vlad's is overkill? Is Morbid Mask just straight up the way to go?
You can go HOD at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he could be going HOD and stacking these Ancients right now.
I think Tidehunter can go Vlad's if he wants to.
He could.
He could. Or he should.
Why not? Why does...
To beef up Ursa, because I don't think he's going to be able to farm a refresher at a timely pace.
Oh.
So he needs to augment his teammates' damage and survivability. And Pipe's nice for that, but there's not really anything big that you want to block with Pipe. Maybe Requiem, I suppose.
I think a refresher would be...
Refresher would be really good for them, but I'm just talking about like the mid-game.
He walks right into a sentry. Easy arrow. Well, Mason gets stunned, but still. Or it takes damage, but still. Easy kill coming out. Good setup and just unfortunate.
PPD is much better about most Rubiks about getting spells from heroes that are about to die. Like, it's not like they really need his Fade Bolt or his right clicks to secure kills, and he'll almost always get a spell steal off if he doesn't have a skill. So one skill is better than no skills, and some Rubik players don't actually live by that logic. They're like, really? Oh my gosh, I need a... Yeah, they just don't steal whenever they get the opportunity to. I don't know why.
Spell steal is not an ability you need to be stingy with.
Yes,
it doesn't have a long cooldown, doesn't really have a high mana cost at all. Just use it.
Well, BKB popped by Allison. I'm not exactly sure why.
Maybe a little Arteezy misclick there. I don't know. Tier 1 tower in the mid falls. They were pressuring the top tier 2 to get it down to about half health. Total tower count now will be actually 2-2. It's all tied up. EG has lost a lot of momentum this game. They're still holding on to a pretty decent gold lead, regaining the experience lead, but it's been a slow and steady grind, just creating space for all Artor there. I wonder who Allison is.
I don't know. Why he changed his name?
Of all the names, yeah, just is that his special lady?
Is that his like actual in-game name that he has to use all the time now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it works. Like now you have like your official name. So no matter what you're tagged up as in the lobby, if it's in tournament mode, it puts you in your official name. But
Thank God.
well, sort of, but before that, the official names were useless or something, or people just I don't know what the mechanism is, but all these players are stuck with all these really silly names. And I don't know what the mechanism is to be able to change it, but apparently you can't just like change it straight up. You have to.
Well, the weirdest thing was seeing newbie with like 4 different tags.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like there are still players that are tagged up on the wrong teams, and I don't know. I guess nobody was taking the in-game system very seriously, as you can tell by the names. So I don't know. I just don't know how it works. Are you on a Dota team in the client?
Not that I play tournament mode in.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Gotta Google it, I guess. All I know is there's all these players with silly names, and it makes our job harder. Like Pico, the Shadow Demon, a.k.a. Zai.
So Allison going for the Manta post BKB.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't go for a little bit of damage. They do have some single target in the Ursa and the Bat Rider and the Nyx.
He picked up a gem,
Ooh,
but he has a haste rune. Wow. I think if he didn't have a haste, that would have been a little.
Well, he could have gotten him purged off.
He could have gotten it purged off?
Yeah, he could have gotten him purged off.
Oh, they used the purge first.
Yeah.
He purged him and then he popped the haste rune.
They kind of disrupt and threaten him.
Yeah.
You have to be like ninja fast to do that though.
Yeah.
Pecco fast.
Pecco fast. Curious what Ursa's going to grab next. He's got a good bit of gold, about 3k sitting in savings.
It depends on what he wants to do. If he wants a team fight, he can get like Basher and just lock down Shadow Fiend the whole entire time.
Yeah.
If he thinks he's going to get kited, he can even pick up a Force if he wants to. If he wants to go for ganks, he can go for Scythe of Ice. If he wants to go survivability, he can go Heart, which also gives him damage. So there's no like best item build this game. It just depends on how Revenge actually wants to approach this.
Yeah. I think Tide could farm a refresher here. I mean, it would take him a while, but I think he'd get it before the game ends. There's only 4 towers down in 25 minutes. Both teams are being very passive.
I think he can get a refresher too. Maybe Lich gets a Vlad's or Force. I also think they need a Force staff versus people that get arrowed.
Oh, Blink Ravage onto RTZ. He'll pop the BKB. Will they have enough to finish him off? Yeah, they sure will. Bat Rider with BOTs. He joins the party, but in comes Universe. Wall into Vacuum. Purge out onto Mihawk. Will they have the damage? Yeah, they will. He'll try to TP home. It's not happening. Disruption out on the Ursa. He'll BKB. He'll try to TP home. Not happening
that's
either.
2 lives.
Yep, that's his Aegis, and they should be able to kill him again easily. Arrow on the money, no BKB available. Telekinesis back.
Oh, that wasn't worth it.
Yep. 1 for 2 plus the Aegis.
See, he got the steal. Even though it's a kind of useless spell and overpower, it's still better than nothing.
Is it that useless? He could be throwing out those auto attacks. We'll see here. Puts down a Sentry Ward, and nope, they won't be able to find Mystico.
They have the leap move speed. I don't know, dude.
Do they have a gem? No, they didn't kill the Bat Rider.
I think he's dead.
Blink up in 2 seconds.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, no. Reinitiates, but whips the
that
impale.
was not close.
Oh, boy. Noble effort. He tried.
It's kind of like when you're in elementary school, you get the most improved award. It's like
that's usually not the award you're looking for.
congratulations, you don't suck anymore.
Congratulations, you were awful. That's what they should rename it.
It's little kids though. You don't want
It's
to
little
demoralize
kids.
little
That's
kids.
true. Little kids, you tried. Trying is important for little kids. Got to teach them effort, you know.
So Misco, little kid now.
Got to teach them how to try. No. You're the one that brought up them elementary school. RTZ, he gets lassoed once again, pulled right into an impale. Ursa comes in with those fury swipes and
He needs a Lincoln's.
plenty of damage. Yeah,
Or they need a team fight more.
One or the other, yeah. The BKB is just not working for him. He gets initiated on and stunlocked before he can even pop it. There was nothing he could do there besides position himself more defensively.
Or not farm out lane solo.
AKA position yourself more defensively. But
Yeah. He needs.
Agreed.
They need also supports, I think, to help him out. Like if they have a Shadow Demon disrupt, he can pop his BKB off before they sunlock him.
Yeah.
But Shadow Demon hasn't been with them. Usually they do a much better job about protecting RTZ.
Oh, Moonlight Shadow, vacuum forward. They pull him back into the wall of Replica. Mihawk takes an arrow. That Kraken Shell coming in handy, but won't be enough to keep him alive. They'll have enough right clicks to bring him down. It'll be a 1-0 after RTZ falls, and of course EG keep their tower alive. Well done. They completely quell the push.
Looks like it's a Scythe.
On the Ursa there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Could be a Lincoln's, to be fair. Lincoln's is good versus Shadow Demon during BKB.
Yep.
But I would say
Scythe is pretty
Scythe
common,
is just
yeah.
very flexible against Shadow Fiend.
It's almost core on Ursa, I would say. A lot of Ursa players really like to grab that item. And it's good. It just gives you lockdown. You can get off those Fury swipes, and Scythe is never bad. Pico gets off the disruption onto Batrider. Stops him from initiating, but still, he falls. Lich ultimate comes out, flying around the illusions, actually doing a lot of damage here. They get the kill onto Smash, and it will be
they
a
lost a
1-for-1.
gem, right?
Yeah, Smash was carrying the gem right there.
Well, oh yeah, Darkseer will pick it up. That's a pretty big loss because now they can just initiate with Moonlight Shadow, or Revenge has to spend a ton of money on sentries to prevent the Moonlight Shadow initiate.
And it's also bad for Nyx, because
It's terrible for
EG
Nyx.
did not have a gem before that. So now Nyx is in trouble. Oh, the arrow from downtown hits the stand-in Ursa. Mirana leaps forward, gets that attack speed bonus. Ravage to try to save the Ursa. Maybe they can turn it around. The surprise goes the other way. Lich comes in with the heal bomb, and again, they almost finish it, but just a few hit points to spare. BKB, positive earn charge. He goes back in. See you later, PPD. Now Arteezy's coming forward. Pops the BKB right as the Impale is inbound. Ursa will still fall. That's a Shadow Raise to finish him off, but boy, does it cost EG to secure that one. PPD as well as Mason, both in the grave.
Nice turnaround by Revenge there. I thought it was just going to be, whoop, you got arrowed, you're dead.
Yeah. Nice Ravage right there. And that was twice that the Ursa was down to like 30 hit points, and they barely saved him. The panic BKB into a positive earn. You know, I got a tweet about my positive negative earn charges. I know it cracks you up. Somebody was just like, why don't you just call it friendly versus enemy? And I was like, yeah, because friendly earn charge sounds better than positive. They're both equally silly. What do you prefer? Green? You use green and red, right?
I just use earn. No, I don't say green or earn.
Oh, you just say earn and just let the
I just
let the context figure it out.
Gets damaged by earn or healed up by earn.
Oh, okay. I like my positive earns, man. You got to keep things positive.
What about negative?
Well, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
The unpositive earn.
the unpositive
the
earn.
anti-positive earn.
Guys, we've got the electron urn versus proton urn.
I like that too. I'd be on board with
We've
that.
got a proton urn coming out here, guys. That's a little too much. I don't know. Is that common knowledge? Does everybody know that protons are positive, electrons are negative? Do you want to guess what neutrons are?
So, a neutron walks into a bar and he orders a drink, and the bartender gives him a drink, and then the neutron asks him how much it costs, and then the bartender looks at him and says, "For you, no charge."
Oh!
Oh.
That's, you can't see it, but my knees are getting slapped right now. That's good. That's a good one.
I don't know very many PG jokes. I'll just let that
was a good
fly.
one. Yeah, I don't know that.
You know
many-
that one who actually told me that? I think it's Hilger.
Really? That was a Hilger joke?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I feel like I've heard it before, but it's a good one. Yeah, Hilger's pretty funny. I'm not very good at just on-demand jokes. That is third Roche, though. And Aegis and she's just on the floor. Nobody wants them. Ursa,
What?
Ursa, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
What? Hello?
I mean, EG, are they going to walk in and just get a cheese and Aegis? What is this? APPD's just like... So I was like, I'm going to deny the cheese. There's something going wrong here, guys. See ya, Dario. What was that?
I have no idea.
Now Mystico's going, he's like, guys, the cheese. Oh, no. Oh, PPD actually stole Vendetta. That's nice.
See? He's so good about it. Actually, I think he could have killed, but still.
So, okay, Ursa solos Roche, walks out, leaves them both in the pit, and then Zai comes in, picks up the Aegis, and then just denies the cheese straight up.
Yep, that's about it. I thought it was going to be like a next level bait from Revenge. That's probably what EG's thinking.
Yes, that's probably what Zai was just like, this isn't right. You never find just cheese and Aegis laying on the floor at 32 minutes. How could the Ursa not pick up Aegis it, though? Like,
He just
text pops up and says, congratulations, you've picked up an Aegis, good sir. And he just walked away. What is that?
I don't know, man. He just immediately blinked out. There's no good explanation for that.
EG, they weren't even inbound. Like, I mean, they were kind of, but it's not like they were just about to jump in and kill
You
him.
can just pick up the cheese, sell it, and then pick up the Aegis. Or pick up the Aegis and deny the cheese.
Yeah, you're in the pit. You can sell it at the shop right here. I mean, I see why Zai denied it. That part doesn't surprise me. He was rightfully scared. And by the way, Zai is getting an Ag Scepter. So that Demonic Purge Ags upgrade that we talked about in the studio that somebody said was useless. We're
It is
gonna see it here.
useless.
And we'll see how useless it is, gosh darn it, Merlini.
It is useless.
Well, we'll see. We'll leave it to the videotape. We'll gather some first-hand data here, you know?
The double purge!
Oh, watch out. Purge charges. It's pretty cool. I like it.
It was a good concept.
I still think it's a good concept.
No, it's a very good concept.
Yeah.
It's just Shadow Demons aren't usually going to be able to farm it. But apparently he is.
Yeah, Zai's going for it here, making us all happy.
Still think a BKB would probably be better for him, or a Blink BKB.
Yeah,
I guess.
This game is still surprisingly even. 5,000 gold, like less than 1,000 experience. I would have thought EG would pull ahead by a lot more by now. The tower count is only one disparity. There's one
internal bias.
One outer tower remaining. Well, not just because they're EG, just because look at the net worth chart. Arteezy is 4,000 up on the Ursa right now. He just picked up a butterfly.
But he keeps dying.
He's going hard. He's 4-4-3. I mean, he hasn't died that much. Ursa's 8-3-4.
He's died in the important parts.
Yes, he has died in important parts, but he's not feeding that hard.
Feeder. He does have butterfly, which is pretty problematic for Ursa.
Yeah, dude, Tide's working on that refresher. He's actually not that far off either.
Refresher's scary, man.
He's
and
really good.
Rubik hasn't been able to steal any Ravages. He does have a Vendetta right now. He is hunting good old Smash.
It's hunting season. And telekinesis, universe coming forward. The force staff. That was awkward.
It's awkward indeed.
But that rider survives. Huh. Well played by Smash.
Well played.
Yep. He's got the Yules. Keeps him safe.
Why exactly did he get the Yules? I guess for situations like that.
Yeah.
Yules is pretty uncommon on Pat Rider. I'd say unless there's silences.
Yeah.
Usually you'll see BKB, Refresher, or Scythe, or Mask of Madness. I think those are far more typical than Yules.
Yeah.
Mask of Madness wouldn't have been that bad this game.
Yeah, it's a sort of a similar flavor to the Mask of Madness. It gives you that movement speed, so you move a little faster, not as much as Mask of Madness, but it also gives you that utility. So, yeah, just maybe feeling like they need a reset tool. Try and buy Ursa some time. Set up for Ursa to get into the party. I don't know, that's about all I can think of.
Here they go, trying to force a 5-on-5, but Tidehunter gets a big Ravage. The fight is over.
No glyph available. The top tier 3 takes a lot of pressure, but Ichi will just back out. They actually don't want to commit for it. Maybe they are actually afraid.
Oh, the Nyx Orchid.
Huge items coming out. Yeah, Orchid on Nyx, but Mjolnir on the Mirana. And there's your Ags on Pico, a.k.a. Zai. So
now
prepare.
he has 2 charges. Cooldown is removed. Replaces with 2 charges that replenish every 40 seconds. So pretty much you get 2 ults
every 40 seconds. So you basically, you get
you pretty much get 2
one.
ults.
Yeah, you get an extra one, and it has a slightly shorter cooldown from 50 to 40.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so you can back-to-back purge people. There's the first one. Hanging on to that charge. Smash. Oh, he gets vacuumed down. Yules will buy him some time. In comes Mihawk. In comes the Lich as well. The ults have been burned. They get a kill on the Darkseer. Universe buys back straight away. Aegis gets procced. The Shadow Demon falls. BKB up on Mason. Moonlight Shadow, but they will dust him, and I think he will fall. Down he goes.
That Ravage. Holy schnizzle dizzles.
Yes, now Shadow Demon. He will get schnizzle dizzled as well. Ursa joining the party. Arteezy coming forward. Maybe going to throw some auto attacks. Yule Scepter coming in handy once again. That'll quell his efforts. Universe, whoa, that's a freaky looking pig. But he makes it to the high ground. Sucks the Ursa back with a vacuum. Surge out onto Arteezy. Shadow Fiend on the high ground trying to do some damage, but he just can't bring anybody down. Smash. Now taking some right clicks, and Revenge are playing this rather passive. They're just going to run away, and they will cut their losses.
They don't have their cooldowns.
Yeah.
They don't have Scythe up on Ursa. They don't have Ravage. That was a huge fight.
Refresher's up on Tide now.
Oh, my lordy. That is scary.
Shnikes.
So, Ag Shadow Demon didn't do anything, dude.
All right, that's a fair point. They did very little on that.
I think if he gets BKB, well, I guess no one was able to pop BKB, but Mihawk with a huge 4-man Ravage just destroyed them.
Scythe of Ice is now up on the Ursa, but Surge, it works through Hex. Too bad there's a Bat Rider inbound. He's got the lasso. He'll grab Arteezy, pulls him away, but now Arteezy, he survives. Team is inbound for EG, and they will repel.
His BKB is only 5 seconds now. That's pretty bad for EG.
He went BKB first, so he's been popping that baby like crazy. Popping it like candy. Uh-oh. Zai.
Dang, this Orchid on Shadow Demon. No defensive disrupts for you anymore, buddy.
No,
and I like the build from Misko. I don't know how he got that far, but still, that's cool.
Yeah, you really don't see Orchid on Nyx very often. He's still on brown boots. He even passed up his Arcanes just to get Blink and Orchid.
What a smart player. Thinking outside the box, Misko.
All right. I won't disagree with that. Mirana with just the Mjolnir now. No item progression past that. Dario Naharis, he's working on an Ags as well. He is 1,000 gold away. Just needs that.
That's pretty good.
Blade of Alacrity.
Especially versus stuff like Manta style on Shadow Fiend, Darkseer Illusions, and BKBs. It's going to bounce like nonstop.
Yep.
I would say that's much more useful Ags upgrade than Shadow Demons.
I would agree. And that's
Nine
actually...
Tentacle Surprise! He doesn't have stuff!
Oh, no!
He doesn't have any way to get out of Orchid.
Oh, no.
Because he didn't go Manta. Oh, he has BKB.
Poor guy.
They have so much burst. This is the one things I like about Ursa. He can actually kill people in less than 3 seconds, which is pretty important because usually you'll just like BKB run away like whatever. Like if it's like a gyrocopter, he doesn't do enough burst. Same with Luna. But with an Ursa, he does so much front-loaded damage that if you are able to pop your BKB, it's usually too late.
Dude, look at the damage on Universe. He just got juiced. He doesn't have a buyback. That's 80 seconds in the grave. This could be bad, actually. Revenger knocking on the front door of EG. There's no buyback on Mirana either.
Look at the XP graph.
It's a 5v3 on the field, and Jesus, yeah, that's a nosedive.
It was mostly just that big-ass Ravage by Tidehunter. Mihawk now has double Ravage, and there's no Darkseer for 60 whopping seconds. Is Roshan up? We see the timer right now, 1 minute and 15 seconds time. So, unfortunately for Revenge, Darkseer will be up by then. But, fortunately for Revenge, he's not up for 45 seconds. So can they take out a T3?
Yeah, there is a glyph.
They need a good, nice initiate by Smash or by Mihawk. They can't just, like, slow siege it.
Oh, blink forward from Smash. Yeah, falls a little bit short, goes down to half health, and then they will just retreat.
Well, things are a lot harder for Batrider after that Manta buff.
Yep. And, yeah, they'll just retreat. They're going to go around to the Roche Pit. They know it's coming up any time now. But still...
Well, let's hope
Good
Ewo
tunes.
doesn't just straight up throw the Aegis and Cheese away again. Just
What?
straight throws.
I don't get it. I feel like
Imagine
they're-
if they had that Aegis and Cheese.
Yeah.
I think they could...
It's not even like just leaving the Aegis there. It's the Aegis and cheese. Like, how can nobody want that? It's not even just that the Ursa went away. Nobody else came in the pit to be like, oh, the cheese is here? Well, great. Let me get a bottle of wine as well. And they said cheese. Cheese. Nobody likes cheese. Oh, God, the courier. What's it got? That's a Lincoln's. And it's dead.
He needed a Lincoln's.
That is the... Whose Lincoln's is it? Is that the...
Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend.
So he
Okay.
stops getting lassoed.
That's 3 minutes. That's just unfortunate. They had no idea Batrider was there, but a lot of couriers have died today, really.
Yeah.
It's been a bad day for
Which
the
courier do they have on Dire?
I'm not sure. I didn't look at
Can I
it.
see his body? Where's his body?
Yeah, it's over here somewhere.
I can't see his body.
Yeah,
Poor
we
chicken.
lost it.
We lost it, guys.
We lost the courier.
So, Ewo. Okay, let's see. I say Aegis goes to
Uh-oh.
him. Cheese to Mihawk.
Smash will get initiated on. He gets vacuumed through the trees, but he force stabs away. This is one elusive bat. Force staff and
Space.
blink on cooldown.
Created.
Yeah, seriously, he's kiting the entire EG team right now, and he's still alive. Roshan is fallen. This time the Aegis was picked up by Ursa. The cheese, where did it go?
Oh, and he's gonna oh my goodness, and he lassoed the Mirana.
Wow. And there's another fight breaking out over here. Pico. Yeah, Zai, he's definitely going to fall. No way about it. BKB on the Mirana buys him some time. Does pop the Moonlight Shadow, but they've got a gem on the Batrider. And they will chase him down. Stacking up that Napalm. Blink forward
I think
from Ewo.
that's really close to game because Shadow Fiend doesn't have his item. He doesn't have his Lincoln Sphere. And he doesn't actually have buyback if he dies right now either. And that's still, what, 2 minutes left on that courier? 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Cheese is on the courier. Nobody wanted it. How can
Wow.
nobody want the cheese?
Why not just give it to Tidehunter? Yeah, he has double refresh.
Yeah, give it to anybody. Cheese is... There is not a single hero that Cheese is bad on. Like, if you're
Lich?
6 slotted, still, if he's going to die, just pop it. It's like a free heal. Like, I've never met someone that's been like, no. Oh, fuck, Cheese, are you kidding me? I can't have that in my inventory. What are you, crazy? Dude, stinking up the place. Like, I don't know.
Well,
But this
now,
is really bad for EG.
look at his damage. 110 plus 208. So that is way more than Shadow Fiend's right now. Actually, it's around the same. But, dude,
Yep.
he just does so much more damage. Shadow Fiend doesn't ever have any uptime in fights.
Yeah.
He's just constantly getting destroyed by Batrider and company.
Tower's gone down. EG, they want to make the defense now.
Well, Darkseer, if it's the time for Universe to make big plays, it's now. He needs to make big plays.
I think they have to try to get this Rax before the Lincolns comes out. They've still got 45 seconds till the courier respawns. No glyph. Ewo goes straight in, chips away at the barracks, blinks back to safety. Batrider has the lasso. Firefly on, waiting for the opportunity. They'll continue to play this rather passive.
35 seconds on Courier.
They're going to back out. They won't go for it.
Dang. They didn't even get any damage on the range Rax. Tisk Tisk. They had everything that they needed.
I think they needed to commit a little harder to that one.
Yeah, they kill Shadow Fiend. Actually, Shadow Fiend has buyback. He didn't before. But
Still, what are you waiting for?
there's a BKB on Darkseer too. They're waiting for a better opportunity. Because they have far better gank. They have Blink Lasso, they have Vendetta on Nyx, they have Blink Ravage, they have Blink Sheet from Ursa. What does EG have to catch people off
Has
guard?
Tide even used this refresher yet?
No, he
he
hasn't.
hasn't had to. And he has another 2,500, so
Shivas.
if he wants that Vlad's, he could grab it. Shivas, yeah.
He needs Shivas.
And Lich also has his ultimate. There's your Scythe of Ice on the Bat Rider. And BOT's on Ursa. So, all right, Shadowfiend got his Lincolns, but
Jesus.
huge item progression on the side of Revenge.
So Ursa with the casual Vlad's like super late.
Double Scythe.
I mean, armor's still useful at this point. It's just like, do you really want a? He's almost 6-slotted.
Yeah, the earlier you pick it up, the better that armor is. So
I will say like Satanic MKB or
Yeah.
Butterfly MKB.
that's all right. At this point, it's such a cheap item; it doesn't really matter. He's not going to lose sleep over having to sell it. But I mean, what's next? I feel like you still need lifesteal. I feel like Satanic has to be the choice.
You can just get heart and not need lifesteal.
Heart, you don't need lifesteal.
You don't have
Or-
to get lifesteal if you
Or
have a heart.
get the armor up on Lich or something. By armor, I mean Vlad's.
He doesn't need lifesteal. It's not like he gets low in team fights. His problem is damage output. He needs to be able to kill people like really quickly. Like during BKBs, Abyssal would be nice too.
Basically, if he can kill somebody in the duration of a hex, that's ideal.
Yes, or lasso.
They're
That's ideal. Or ravage even. He just needs to be able to just dump damage during those overpowers
so
so
many
quickly.
crowd controls for Revenge. We still haven't even seen the full force of it with the
So
double
why are they
ravage.
pushing now? Then I guess they have some items.
They had to
but-
get the cheese off the courier, man.
Did anyone take it?
Yeah, Lich has it now. Lich
Oh,
is
Lich.
hanging on to the cheese.
They should give it to Tide. I think. I think Tide's way more important.
Yeah, well, Tide also just has big mana issues. Like, he has enough to double Ravage and Refresher, but that's his entire mana pool right there. And he barely has enough to do it all. He might have to Arcane Boot in
Maybe
between, actually.
maybe he's just holding it for Ursa.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Fight breaks forward. Huge vacuum into wall. Big ultimate as well from the Tide, but Mihawk will fall. He doesn't get off the Refresher, nor the second ultimate. That's the end of the Aegis. This is the hold that EG needed. Universe, the playmaker, sets it all up. Buyback from Tide. He's ready to come back to the party. Chain Frost from Lich. That is an Ags Chain Frost, so it'll be bouncing like crazy. Or, well, maybe not. It'll expire. But noble effort.
That's a
And
buyback from Tide. Tide did not need a buyback there. That's
Yeah.
really bad for Revenge.
This is a disaster for Revenge.
That's why he needed the cheese, man. So we can tease and refresh our ult.
I hate to say it, but I completely agree. 100%.
Why did they give it to Lich? Well, still, that was a fantastic hold by Darkseer.
Lich, the one that you jokingly said is the only hero that's useless with cheese, and he's the one that's holding it.
He is pretty useless with
God.
cheese.
Still, that universe, though. This is where Darkseer really starts to shine. Even though Revenge have okay late game, not as good as EG.
That's why I think they should have forced the issue when he was dead. He had 15 seconds left, but if he can't get a good wall ult like that, like if they're already up the hill and spread out,
Yeah.
then it's a lot more difficult for him to do that.
I wish we had a breakdown of how much damage he did in that team fight relative to the other heroes, because I think Darkseer is he just, so many illusions
He just
came
spanked
out.
everyone.
Yeah, huge. That was a 4-man vacuum into wall. Pretty ridiculous. So, I mean, what does Ty just need a BKB now to be able to hop in, Ravage, Refresher, then Ravage again?
I'd say Shivas is still nice.
Still Shivas.
They don't have that much magic damage.
And he has to get off the double Ravage for them to have these team fights. It's
He
pretty obvious
could've.
now that
Well, also he needs to not hit it into BKBs. I think that's a bigger
yes,
problem.
he did hit 2 or 3 BKB. At least the Shadow Fiend was BKB'd, if not Shadow Fiend and Marana.
Darkseer has a BKB too.
Oh yeah, he's got a BKB. Yeah, I think all 3 of them might have been BKB'd actually.
So I think they need to get the jump on them before they get their BKBs, or they need to wait out the BKBs and then get the jump on them. Either or.
Yeah.
And maybe like even something as simple as a Force Staff might work, just to disengage.
Yeah, he needs some way to survive. Tide is really tanky, but he's not
Ghost Scepter?
unkillable. Ghost Scepter would be okay.
Yeah, Ghost Scepter would be nice.
Just hop in, Ravage, Ghost Scepter.
Shiva's Ghost Scepter, Yules actually wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
Nah. So he can Yules Blink.
He just needs a reset tool. He just needs something to survive, have enough time to be able to refresh, Ravage again, and do all the damage.
They need to be able to get pickoffs, though. The reason they were winning from the 20 to 40-minute stage of the game was because they got so many pickoffs and actually took the Aegis and cheese.
Yeah, that helped too. Arteezy is huge now, though. He's almost level 25. He's got Daedalus Butterfly, Manta Lincolns, and BKB.
He's
Great,
6-slotted.
Yep, great mix of utility and defensive items, and then also his carry items. I think next he just wants a 10-second BKB. Get a new one. He's critting for just shy of 1,000, and that's his big bottleneck right now. 4 seconds on BKB is not very long. But
Ursa,
that's okay.
Ursa getting an Abyssal will have a secondary way to proc the Lincoln Sphere, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
It's like blink Abyssal, Sheep, and then kill. So technically, I guess you don't need MKB if you can kill him while he's Hex, but that's pretty difficult to
That's a
hope
risky
for.
proposition.
Yeah, because he has Manta, and then he has BKB, and then he has Lincolns. So he's extremely difficult to get. And then on top of that, you have defensive disrupts.
Yes. The disrupts have proved very effective this game indeed. 5-man smoke from EG. They will be the aggressors here. They move out through the mid lane, and they ping out the mid. Looks like they want to take a fight. And right now, Revenge are split. They've got 2 in the top and 3 in the mid lane.
You know what would be awesome for BKB Ultimate from Shadow Demon? It purges off BKB.
That would... What, you mean Ags?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be ridiculous.
That'd be so awesome.
I feel like that'd almost be too strong.
Yeah, probably.
Purge off a BKB? This is so good. There's nothing that just straight up is just like, oh, BKB, here's a trump card. Like, if that was the case, I think you would see Shadow Demon's mid. Like, just rush it, dude. That's... Uh-oh, here we go. Fight's about to break out.
They pop a few BKBs, though. That's perfect for Revenge.
Dario Naharis, he'll get interrupted as he TPs out, or will he?
Wow. So they pop 3 BKBs, lose absolutely nothing in return except for a Lich TP scroll.
Wow. Why did they all go crazy with the BKBs? Did they just think that everyone was inbound?
Yeah. Well, there was Tidehunter there. You can't late BKB. You can't reactively BKB versus a Blink Tidehunter.
Yeah, okay.
You had to do it preemptively.
Good call, good call.
Still,
Yeah, I guess that's part of what's scary about Tide. It's like you have to BKB when you think he might initiate, but then once they see you BKB, it's just like, all right, well, we'll save that for another day. See you later. And then you're all stuck without your Black King bars. But oh, Bat Rider, he hops in. He will get off the Yules. 4 stabs down, but look at that.
What the heck was that? Where's his team at?
The 9 tentacles were right there.
They
ready
needed
to give it to
to. They need Tidehunter to follow up on that. He needs to wait for his team. If he waited for his team,
Why did he hop in like that?
I have no
His
idea.
Team he was like he did that himself. He jumped into the Radiant base. That was
Well, you
was
talked about them
unnecessary.
falling behind without Smash playing well, and I don't know. I don't think Smash is super crucial this game.
yeah.
He's important.
He's played pretty well. He's 4-4 and 11. I mean, that was a weird misplay.
Dude,
but
freaking Nyx almost has a scythe.
yeah, Nyx is pretty fat. That Orchid has still worked very well for him. And how's next Roche looking? Just about a minute. This will be 5th Roche coming up. We've already had 2 cheeses.
Misco already deep in enemy territory. Universe could get jumped here potentially.
Mystico. The trap has been set. I think he's looking for the courier, but he
Go
won't-
beat on that Rex.
he
Be
won't
cheeky.
find it.
You know what Jimmy would do? He would right-click the Rex, blink, and TP out.
That is exactly what Jimmy would do. And no, Nyx will just blink TP. So similar, but not quite.
Not quite Jimmy.
Arteezy, he's just having a picnic in the Roche pit right now. And there's your Abyssal out on Ursa.
He doesn't have buyback, does he? Yes, he does.
Yeah, he has just enough. Tide's buyback coming up in 9 seconds. Moonlight Shadow prepared to get carried away here, Merlini. They'll find Ewo. Oh no, with Roche coming up, he pops the BKB as well. Thunder Lizards.
He has the
giving
buyback for
extra
this.
damage.
You can't get them Roshan.
Yeah, absolutely. And EG, oh, they don't know how soon it's coming up. This is unfortunate. 5,000 gold up on Arteezy. That's just the worst hero to fall right now for Revenge.
Well, I think it'd be worse. It could be worse. It could be
worse.
Tidehunter because he doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, they could be getting Roche right now, which would be worse. They checked it, and it was coming up in about 10 seconds. Oh, off to the side, they find Mystico. He gets telekinesed back. BKB, popped by Arteezy. He'll pursue him onto the high ground, but Vendetta comes out.
They have to go chase now without the BKB up on Shadow Fiend. This is the perfect time for Revenge to go, and they need to make use of Ursa's buyback.
Bat Rider looking for him. He uses the Force Staff to break the Lincolns. Gets off the Hex, but there's the defensive Force Staff. And Arteezy is okay for now. Roche is respawned. Revenge may want to move into the pit. They want to make
Oh,
something
he got the
with
Eos
this
for the
buyback.
Lincolns. That's why he got it.
He got the... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he used the Yules to break it, not the Force Staff right there. What am I, crazy? It's madness.
Madness indeed. So
Well,
now they need to do Roshan. Ewo needs to get a Roshan. I think I would sell the Vlads, get the Aegis, and then compensate for your lack of a buyback because it's on cooldown for 5 minutes, and he doesn't have enough gold right now, even if it
Definitely
were up.
get the Aegis. That is the key part of that strategy. Just picking it up.
It is a new 10-second BKB out on Shadow Fiend.
Okay, yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know what else he would want right now. You need the link, or you really need the Manta to deal with the Orchid. You need the Butterfly for the evasion, the Daedalus.
Yes.
for
He needs
damage.
all his items right now.
This is, yeah. Only thing he can do is just keep making BKBs, which is
But
actually
they
pretty
have
good.
to take a Roshan fight right now if...
Or BOTs. That's the only other thing he can do.
Yeah. This Rosh is dropping fast.
Dude, Smash sees it. Maybe he'll go for the Aegis Steal. They won't be able to properly contest it, though. They're just not going to get here fast enough. Or will they? Oh, this could be a close call. Roche falling so quick. He doesn't hop into the pit. Falls to the Radiant. Mirana picks up the Aegis. Don't know where the cheese went. But who are they going on here? Who's going to be the first target of choice? Mystico. He's in the pit. Rubik gets picked off way off into the side, but Nyx gets dropped right outside of Roshan. Smash hops forward. Grabs himself Mason. He gets sheeped up as well. But Mason will survive. The follow-up damage just isn't there. In comes Tide. First Ravage hits only BKB'd Heroes. Refresher has the other one up, but what's he going to do? He did pick up that Ghost Scepter that we talked about. Requiem of Souls tickles him. Second Ravage doesn't happen. Tide does not have another buyback, and this is bad news bears for Revenge. There's one of the purges out onto Mystico. They'll continue to chase. Who's that off to the side? There's somebody hiding in the trees. Mystico will get vacuumed back. Arrow flies, almost hits Lichy. But no, he'll survive for now. Force staff over. It's smash off to the side. Doesn't matter. This might be it.
Universe with the clutch plays on the hold on bottom, and then Mason and the rest of EG with the Moonlight Shadow gank on that Ursa sealed the deal for them. And them just not being in position for Roshan.
Yeah.
Like, why were they not even close to there? They had to know the timer was at least possible.
Yeah, and they could have taken a fight in the pit, I think. Especially with Chain Frost. They could have hopped in with...
And Bat Rider.
Yeah, with Bat Rider, all of their crowd controls. They've got 2 bloody Slice of Ice. They definitely could have taken a fight there. Dario Naharis taking a lot of damage, but will be able to heal up a little bit. Buys himself some time. Ursa with BKB on. Goes hard onto Universe. Drops him now. Arteezy taking pretty hefty damage. Wants to die for this Lich, but Ghost Scepter will make his efforts in vain.
Lich kills him!
Lich, oh, Lichy. Shadow Fiend, he buys back.
Oh my goodness. They're not out.
This is kind of strange here. Mirana now, she gets sheeped. Ursa coming forward, the disruption onto the Ursa, setting it up for Arteezy. He's made it back to the battle. He bought BOTs, a big crit on Ursa to finish him off. Bat Rider, the lone survivor. He's the only one with a buyback on the Dire aside from Lich. You might as well just burn it, Lichy. This is going to be the last all-in push. Tier 4 is taking pretty hefty damage. That's going to be it. Nothing Revenge can do. Ursa down for 100 seconds. GG from Mystico.
They played well. I think if Ursa had picked up the Aegis and they had done a couple things differently in the late game, they actually would have won. They were very, very close to beating out EG here.
Yeah, they sure were. Revenge, they're looking good. I think they are... I think they're definitely top 4 material, and they will make a big run for 2. I think EG's still obvious, your #1 favorites for the America group stage.
True.
Revenge continue to impress.
Smash out of that YOLO blink inside the base, too. I have no idea what that was about. They just, like, completely fell apart in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah. Ursa still 14-5-7. Played very well. Not PPD's best game, 0-9-8, but still was pretty impactful on that Rubik.
He did stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. And Universe as well. Typical Darkseer, killing it, making the big plays happen. He was 0-4-14, but still setting up some big plays with the wall as well as the vacuum. And Arteezy's Shadow Fiend carried hard. What a game. Leaving the Aegis and Cheese on the ground, is there anything that we could have missed? Reason why they left it there? I feel bad flaming it, but that was one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen. Third Roche at 25 minutes and just,
we'll have a post-game interview with him.
Yeah, but I mean, if they didn't want it, you could just deny it, and then the other team can't get it. Instead, they literally left it there.
He had an open item slot.
He had an open item slot.
I think he just forgot about it somehow.
I mean, even the 1,500 pub stars know that Roche drops Aegis and you want to pick it up. I mean, that's like, how do you forget about the Aegis?
You try to pay homage to KYXY.
Yeah, I guess. I think we've got group standings to take a look at here to wrap up our day. EG now 4-0. They are secured in the top 4. You play 7 games, and if you win 4, you're in good shape. 4-0. Nobody shutting down EG. Now, Revenge, they are 1-1, but they've played one of the more difficult matches. They just played EG, and their win was against CNB. So things shaping up to be pretty interesting here, Merlini, but we're only in day 2 of the group stage of Summit America, and we actually have 2 more matches coming up today. That will wrap up the coverage from yourself and myself, but CNB versus Revenge is next, and after that it will be Revenge versus No Earth Spirit, and I believe the Davids will be taking over, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm Mr. Yes Man.
All right. You're the yes man now. Yeah. I won't dare disagree with the master that is Merlini. I won't even bother to play devil's advocate because you just know it all and you're radiating the information through the stream. You are the Radiance IRL. Oh man. At Ziori TV, at Merlini Dota, and make sure you give us some love at Beyond the Summit, guys. Pick up the bundle for the tournament. It's $10. You get that axe set, you get a custom loading screen, and of course $250 of every 10 goes right into the prize pool. We're in the 6 digits, and the prize pool is on the up and up. We'll have a short break, and then coming up next will be Revenge versus CNB.